What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FA podcast. Happy Football Friday. Jimmy will be on shortly, but I'm going to get rolling on the college football and the TNF kickoff. We'll actually get back to that. Let's roll to the news real quick. UFL news: Saints, they signed Brahmas linebacker Garrett Nelson to the practice squad, so he gets another opportunity. Played pretty well with the Broncos in the preseason this year. General news: the Eagles, they made a massive push to trade for Micah Parsons before he was traded to the Green Bay Packers. And I mean, that made sense the entire time. The Eagles needed pass rush badly, veteran pass rush. They have a bunch of guys. Young guys that played pretty well last night, decently, anyways. And yeah, that was what I had always talked about, bringing Micah back to Pennsylvania. He's from Harrisburg, right near me. And ultimately, obviously, the Cowboys were not going to trade him in division. I don't know. The Eagles probably gave a better offer. They could have offered a better young player. And I talked to someone about it, and I said Jalix Hunt. I think Hunt, being a young pass rusher, 3 years left of control on his contract, just going into year 2 here. I think that would have been a better piece than Kenny Clark, along with 2 first-round picks. But yeah, obviously Jerry would never do that after he saw the Saquon thing last year in free agency. I don't know, but the Raiders wide receiver Amari Cooper, he has re-retired, so was out of football a little bit there. I believe all of last year. I don't think he played in 2024. I can't remember. Regardless, he was looking for a new team. Eventually came back, re-signed with the Raiders team that drafted him in 2018, first round, 2015, fourth overall. But just I don't know if he physically couldn't do it, mentally I'm not sure what happened, but he is now retired once again. Oakland 2015 to 18, the Cowboys 18 to 21, Browns 22 to 24, traded to the Bills in 24, so play with them as well then. And then the Raiders in the preseason here, just a couple weeks. 5-time Pro Bowler, 154 career games, 143 of those starts, 711 receptions, 10,033 yards, 64 touchdowns, 14 carries, 41 yards, and 4 fumbles. Playoffs, 8 games, 6 of those starts, 31 receptions, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. Coop, excellent statistics. It's tough. I don't think he's high enough. On the all-time lists to get in the Hall of Fame. It's pretty rough. Yeah, 57th in receiving yards anyways, although there is a couple of guys in the Hall ahead of him, right ahead of him. Shannon Sharp, obviously. Different Lance Allworth as well, Raymond Berry, but obviously different era. Let's see what his Hall of Fame monitor on Pro Football Reference puts him at. Yeah, 104th among wide receivers. So not very good chance that Coop gets in, but I marveled at the 700 receptions, 10,000 yards. I thought those were just really solid numbers for a guy like Amari Cooper. So congrats on his career there. Tyler Bass, the Bills kicker, he has been placed on IR. Not great for Buffalo. They just signed Matt Prater to their former Cardinals kicker, Matt Prater, to their practice squad. So that is who's going to kick, I would assume, on Sunday night against the Ravens there. Other injury notes: the Browns defensive end Myles Garrett has a hip injury, but it's minor. He's gonna be good to go. Couple season-ending injuries this week. Panthers corner Damari Mathis, he is out for the year, torn ACL. Eagles fullback Ben Van Zumeren last night, also done for the year, torn patellar tendon on the first opening kickoff return. Ins and outs, or the first kickoff, I should say. Ins and outs. Texans wide receiver Christian Kirk, he has a strained hamstring, so he is out this week. Likely a 2-week injury. Dolphins tight end Darren Waller returning from retirement, trying to get up to speed there. He is doubtful. Chargers guard Mekhi Becton dealing with an illness. He was questionable coming in, but the injury report was released. He is active tonight. Panthers left tackle Ike Ekwonu, emergency appendectomy just a couple days ago. He is unlikely to play on Sunday. Patriots, big-time loss. Corner Christian Gonzalez is out with a hamstring injury. Ricky left tackle Will Campbell is questionable with an ankle. Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors dealing with the back injury. He is expected to play. Offensive tackle Andrew Thomas, foot injury. He is doubtful. Saints, a couple guys out. Edge rusher Chase Young with a calf injury. Guard Trevor Penning with a toe. They are both out. Falcons wide receiver Darnell Mooney with a shoulder injury. He is a game-time decision. Ravens fullback Patrick Ricard. He is out, as is tight end Isaiah Likely coming off foot surgery. Packers linebacker Micah Parsons dealing with a back injury, L4, L5 facet strain. He is questionable. 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, calf injury. He is questionable once again with the calf injury. It's been tough for CMC here the last couple of years. Extensions. Talk about some money here. Guys getting paid. The Broncos, they signed edge rusher Nick Bonito to a 4-year, $100 million extension. He gets $7 million guaranteed there. Excellent deal for a very underrated pass rusher in the league. 13.5 sacks career year last season. Guy I really liked coming out of Oklahoma, and has finally found his way to the big bucks there. Long-term deal, and one of the highest paid pass rushers. I believe they said 7th highest paid pass rusher in the league. The Bucks, they signed corner Zion McCollum to a 3-year, $40 million extension, $34.5 million guaranteed there. Another underrated guy. I think Zion McCollum's had a solid career throughout his tenure in Tampa Bay, and continues to be one of their best players on defense. The Seahawks, they got a deal done with offensive tackle Abe Lucas, 3 years, $46 million extension for John Seahawks there. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they re-signed him. You know, the tackles have had injuries, both of them, and but Lucas re-signed there nonetheless. Packers, they signed punter Dan Whelan to a 2-year, $6.2 million extension there. Comes out to 3 years, $7 million total, including this season. Excellent punter and one of the great UFL, or I guess he was actually XFL guy going to the Packers, and has balled out since top 5 in net average, I believe, and a bunch of other categories there in Packers history. The Bengals today signed center Ted Karras to a 1-year, $5 million extension. So good news for Joe Burrow. He's got his center there for another year. The Eagles, big time deal today. They signed Lions edge rusher Zadarius Smith to a 1-year deal. So that is big time for Philadelphia. Kind of lacked some pass rush last night, which we'll talk about in a sec whenever Jimmy comes on when we recap that game. But yeah, I love the Zadarius Smith signing. 69 career sacks, including 8 last year, I think it was, or 9. So still putting up some decent numbers there, even being on a couple of teams throughout the last couple of seasons. And the Lions, they got some QB depth. They signed Jags quarterback CJ Beathard to the practice squad. College football pick standings. It is all tied up after week 0 and week 1 here. 27-6 apiece for all three of us. Jimmy gets the nod at the top, though. He had the best record this week, 25-3. And what that looked like was a 2-1 lone wolf record. He got Ohio State right over Texas, LSU right over Clemson. He lost North Carolina against TCU on Monday, though. Logan and we both went 0-1. I lost Baylor against Auburn on Friday, and Logan lost UCLA against Utah on Saturday night. So we got some more lone wolves for you this week. Let's start it off tonight. We got 2 games to talk about. And by the way, change the show up a little bit. We're not going to be covering every single game we're picking. So just want to let you know that. But we are covering quite a few still. And of course, every NFL game that we can. James Madison at Louisville tonight. It's actually up to 15.5, I believe now. Jimmy.
What up?
Yeah, I know. I just got to the college. I said I was going to roll through college, and I just got to college because I went through the NFL news first.
All good.
Before I do that, did you have anything on any of the news, the injuries, the ins and outs this week, or the extensions, the signings?
Not much. I mean, I thought it was funny that Amari Cooper retired right after just coming back to the Raiders for like a week. That was some peak comedy. Everything else, let me just double check real quick. I have the script in front of me so I can double check what else happened in the news.
The Darius Smith signing today with Philly. I love that.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty decent player. I think he's a pretty solid player. I liked him when he was in the Vikings. The only problem I've always had with Zadarius, he starts off strong, but he kind of teeters out at the end of the year. But I don't think it's a bad pickup by any means. Thursday night football. What an interesting game that was. Carter got immediately ejected.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to recap that. That's what we're gonna do right now. I was waiting for you to recap it. Yeah.
Okay, here we are.
So, go Birds, baby! Super Bowl champs. Put the banner up, and started out with a bang. One of the most bizarre and dumbest things I've ever seen happen in a football game. Didn't even happen during a play. That is before the first offensive play even happened. Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott, getting ejected, and changed the entire game. I mean, Dak even said it post-game. For one, there was video evidence that Dak spit in Jalen Carter's general direction. Just saying that. It doesn't justify Jalen Carter, but it does give you some context of what he might have seen or whatnot or thought. But yeah, I mean, Dak even said like we were expecting to block him, the most, and then they didn't have to. They could free up their O-linemen to block pretty much everyone else one-on-one, and not have to worry a ton about one singular player on the D-line.
Makes sense.
But besides the Jalen Carter thing, this game was super weird. Super weird. First 8 drives had scores. and then they had one score in the second half, coupled with an hour and 5 minute lightning delay in the third quarter. It was just totally bizarre this entire game, and it started with the Jalen Carter spitting. I mean, it was just so weird. Um, Everything that happened, but I will say the Eagles, the Eagles did enough. And you got to give props to Vic Fangio again, because the Cowboys were absolutely raking in the first half. Went into halftime, and the Cowboys, they were moving the ball again in the second half after the Eagles got a field goal to go up 24-20. They got a massive turnover against former Eagle Miles Sanders, and I'm pissed at Patrick Johnson, okay, because that's the guy that should have blocked Dak Prescott, and if he would have gotten even a little piece of him, Quinyon Mitchell would have been gone. 4.3 speed, no one would have caught him, and he would have returned that fumble to the house. But good tackle on Dak's part. But yeah, I mean the defense was lights out, and what I will say though is 4 points is not good enough. Philadelphia, you should have definitely beat this Cowboys team by more than that, and they probably should have lost. I mean, for how well their defense did play in the second half, their offense didn't play well at all. Saquon barely got any yards in the second half. And they're a couple CeeDee Lamb drops away from losing this game.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb in the second half completely forgot how to catch football.
Yeah, I really liked the one over the middle that went literally right through his hands and hit his helmet. But that's again, though, the Eagles, they had multiple times. They should have picked the ball off. I mean, Quinyon Mitchell had a ball right in his hands, and he dropped it. I was like, dude, you got to make that. You got to. Dak has never thrown an interception against the Eagles. Okay. And he got bailed out a couple times. The first one, I think it was Byron Young. D lineman was trying to dive for a batted ball up in the air. Kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, but I was hoping that the big man could catch it somehow. And then, yeah, the one over the middle where, again, I didn't really expect Reed Blankenship to be able to contort his body and react fast enough to catch that deflection over the middle of the field when he was flying in there, but he did get a hand on it. And then the other one was, like I said, Quinyon. That one's the one that should have had. I mean, that would have ended the game right there without having to even, attempt the last couple of plays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I think Philly still has issues defensively. You saw the lack of corner talent outside of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. I mean, Ja'Cory Bennett, I didn't think played terribly. Adoree Jackson is just trash, absolute trash. He was getting burned left and right, whether it be Pickens, whether it be Lamb, it didn't matter. Adoree Jackson should never be on the field again for Philadelphia. I mean, he was so bad. So yeah, I think I don't know who they can go get right now. I know, actually, a guy popped into my head, man. Bring another legacy back to Philadelphia. Asante Samuel Jr. Bring him back. We already got Jeremiah Trotter, right? Bring another guy back. But yeah, Jalen Hurts was balling, man. I mean, he looked healthier. I was impressed with his running ability. He led the game in rushing, which was wild. I mean, I haven't seen Jalen run that many times in a long time. So I was impressed with that. Um, thank God Saquon scored. But how about AJ Brown? AJ Brown, one catch for 8 yards. Didn't get a catch. Didn't get a target on that one catch until the 151 mark in the fourth quarter. That was ridiculous. Thank God John had Pickens and he didn't do a ton because otherwise I mean I'm still projected to win in our Moles league somehow. I don't know how, but AJ Brown one catch and I'm still projected to win. So
Yeah, I had Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. Hurts did well. Smith did not.
yeah, I mean again they a lot of underneath. Dallas Goddard had 7 catches.
I think I saw the average depth of target for Jalen Hurts was like 4.09 yards.
Yeah, it was nothing. I mean, again, Dallas Goddard. It was Dallas Goddard underneath. They had the one big shot to Jahan Dotson. They had a couple short out routes to Devontae and that one to AJ. And then, everything else was Saquon had 4 catches. And obviously all those were at or behind the line of scrimmage, essentially. His one-hander was ridiculous. Just add it to the Saquon highlight reel. But yeah, Dallas, though, you have to be impressed if you're a Cowboys fan. Javonte Williams looked good, refreshed. The yards per carry wasn't very good, but he did score 2 touchdowns and he ran well. Dak. The issue with Dak is like, where's the yards, right? You completed 21 passes, man, and you're under 200 yards. It's the same thing with Jalen Hurts, but at least Hurts ran. And Collinsworth was calling for it all game. He was like, dude, he's like, this would be a good time for Dak to run here. It's like, they're not going to run him.
The thing is, too, like, I was thinking this while I was watching the game, like, the way you beat Jalen Hurts is the same way you beat Dak Prescott. You actually have to, like, contain him in the pocket. Like, you can't let this guy beat you with his creativity on the legs, because we saw Dak. Dak can do that, but he wasn't able to against the Eagles. Hurts was. God. Hurts was able to just anywhere behind the line of scrimmage, he could just run. Like, he had full, complete control. Like, I think if you're a team coming up and you have the Philadelphia Eagles on your schedule, you're going, okay, how can I keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket? How can I take away those short routes and keep him in the pocket? Because this kind of showed it to me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was another demerit on freaking the Eagles. The Jordan Davis sack. That was not a sack. I mean, dude, you got to get him down, man. I mean, he was totally wrapped up. I have no clue how Jordan Davis let him go. But yeah, it was a pretty solid game, though. I think it would have been better if we wouldn't have the lightning delay, because I think that really took some wind out of the Eagles' sails, because they had just gotten that fumble, and I think like they were ready to go. And I was calling right after that happened, before they said lightning, I was calling for an AJ Brown deep shot. I was like, dude, sudden change. This is the time to get AJ involved. I think that would have been fantastic. But then they had lightning delay and whatnot. So, anyways, the Cowboys covered plus 6.5. The under 58.5 hit. I know. I heard from a bunch of people that had the over. And like had gotten the over way early in the week. So it was like 47.5, 48.5, 41 points in the first half. They were pissed. 3 points in the second half combined. That was wild. By the way, we're about 15 minutes away from Sao Paulo game, Chargers Chiefs, getting it done there. I just turned the broadcast on around 7:15, and I like it. I like the YouTube broadcast. It's pretty solid. They got some good people: Cam Newton, Brandon Marshall, Derek Carr, Kay Adams. Destroying was on. Some YouTube girl I'd never heard of. Bailey something. I don't know. Anyway. All right. Let's get to college here. James Madison, Louisville tonight. That one's actually going on right now. Both of these games that we're covering are going on currently. I forgot about that. But yeah, we're all on the Cardinals. It was actually 15.5 when I looked at it right before the game. So we'll see what the scores are right now. But yeah, I like Louisville. They have some good talent still, even with Tyler Shuff gone. And as I say that, James Madison's up 7-0, end of the first quarter. So, Alonzo Burnett to Dupre for a 3-yard touchdown. Yeah. Maryland, NIU 0-0 still in the first quarter. But yeah, this would be the time, people, to go get Louisville spread. Maybe. I don't know what it is live, but total's 54.5 in that game. The under's looking good. Just 7 points after one quarter on ESPN2 currently. NIU at Maryland. Terps 16.5-point favorites there. NIU's got the ball. Look like they're going to punt. They were on the Maryland side, though, inside the 50 there. But yeah, Maryland looked pretty good last week. They got their freshman quarterback, and NIU still, they're down, but I still think they're going to be a decent team and probably around the bowl eligibility there. 46.5 total, also looking pretty good in there. 0-0 still on Big Ten Network currently. And yeah, Jimmy, I prefaced everyone before about how we're not covering every single game that we're picking anymore on college. We are going to do NFL, but we're going to do that more expediently. But yeah, college, we're not going to, because it's these games. But I will put our teams on every time. I will not put Wisconsin on for Logan and Danny because Wisconsin sucks. My two teams and your team are actually good. So,
well, my wife's team that I've adopted.
Okay, there you go. Well, and John's teams aren't good either. Sorry,
John.
The entire state of New Mexico, but although New Mexico they played pretty well last week at the Big House. They only lost by 17. I was surprised at that scoreline.
Yeah, I remember watching that and being like, "Wow, I'm not impressed with Michigan, at all."
Yeah. Well, they weren't in my playoff, so
I had them sneaking in.
FIU at number 2, Penn State, 42.5 for the Lions. I'm finally going to be able to watch Drew Aller. I wasn't able to watch it last week because they played at the same time as Georgia, so I was in the stadium at Georgia, and then I couldn't. I hate CBS because it doesn't matter if you have CBS on your I have DirecTV, right? So I can get local channel CBS on my DirecTV app, but it's different for football. For college football, I should say. It's different for college football specifically because NFL I can get on my phone, I believe, on my DirecTV app. But for college football, you have to sign up for Paramount Plus. I'm like, dude, just shut up. So I couldn't even watch. I didn't even be able to watch Penn State last week, so it kind of sucked. I'm happy to watch them this week, though. They didn't cover last week. They're not going to cover this week. 42.5. San Jose State at number 7, Texas, 36.5 for the Horns. Yeah, I mean, this is all about, and I'm going to say this again with Clemson. It's what's next. They got a rebound, and unfortunately, it comes at the hands of San Jose State. They looked like crap last week. I have no clue what they were doing against Central Michigan. This is a team that I had going 10 wins this year, man, and being one of the top group of 5 teams because I really like Walker Egan at quarterback, and they have some other pieces returning. But they dropped the ball against CMU last week. They're going to go 0-2 because there's absolutely no way they walk into Austin and win. So maybe they ran off 10 straight after that. I don't know what their schedule looks like. But Texas also is a team I had going 10-2, I believe, 11-1. So Texas definitely has to rebound. I still think they're a good team. Arch coming back home. I think they're gonna have a good game. Penn State, by the way, total 54.5. I'm going to lean on the under. 12 p.m. Big Ten Network. This one 52.5. I'm going to go with the over. 12 p.m. ABC. This is the first close one that we have this week. Number 11, Illinois at Duke, and the first lone wolf of the week is going to go to Logan. Rolling with the Duke Blue Devils in Durham. Yeah, I don't know. It's close, but it's the Manny Diaz defense, I think, is what Logan is looking at. Malik Murphy at quarterback potentially, but I don't know. I really like Luke Altmaier at quarterback. The Illini have a ton of players returning. They're one of the most experienced teams in the country. Both sides of the ball. So I think Altmaier and this Illinois team go into Duke, and it's a good game, but I think ultimately Illinois wins it, as do you. 49.5 total. I like the under. Defenses. 12 p.m. ESPN. The battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Iowa at number 16, Iowa State, 3.5 for the Clones. Colin, our boy Colin Schultz, look away, sir. Yeah, I mean, I really like Mark Gronowski, man. He was a beast at South Dakota State. I just don't think Iowa can have that type of explosive offense that they had at South Dakota State. So I don't know. Again, Iowa State is my pick to win the Big 12. So I'm going to continue to roll with them, and they're on a really good pace. I took their over wins. I didn't actually take it, but I wanted to. I just didn't have $300 to bet all the totals, team totals that I wanted to bet. So I have them all saved though, pictures of them. So I tracking them unofficially, but yeah, I liked their team total over. I think it was 8.5. Get the 9 wins. I have them at 10-2, I believe, winning the Big 12. So they're on a good track. 2-0 already, looking at 3-0 this week. 41.5 is the total, and I'm going to go with the under. I mean, this is Iowa State, so I think under 41.5. That's pretty low for college, but got to do it. 12 p.m. on Fox. Baylor at number 17, SMU, another close one. I am not taking Baylor twice in a row though. And I was very disappointed. I didn't get to watch the game, but I was listening to a little bit of the game at the end, and I was disappointed. I thought Baylor was going to play better against Auburn. I think Sawyer Robertson did, but the defense just completely let him down, which is interesting because that's Dave Aranda's, like that's his background is defense. So I don't think they're going to be able to contain Kevin Jennings either. And SMU, I think, should have a pretty good day offensively. I think this one's going to be a shootout, really, in Dallas. Total 64.5. There you go. The total says it all. That they think it's going to be a shootout. So I'm going with the over. I think a lot of points. 12 p.m. CW Network. Virginia at NC State. Yeah. I am going to go Cavaliers. Why am I going with the Cavaliers? To be honest, it's really early in the season, Jimmy, and I have not learned everyone's rosters and names and who's good. But what I do remember from our preseason preview of the ACC is that Virginia had a ton of transfers, and while that didn't work out for Bill Belichick last week, I think it will work out for UVA this week. I really like the transfer class that they got, so I'm going to take a shot with the Cavs on the road against NC State. The Wolves with the pots on their head, as Mark likes to say. The total on that one, 53.5. I'm going to go with the under. Give me some defense in that one. 12 p.m. ESPN 2. Grambling at number 1 Ohio State. Yeah, I didn't find a spread at all for this one or a total. Just think a lot to a little. that's both the spread and the total. I do think whatever the total is, though, I will say I think it's going to go under whatever the total is. So I'm just saying that right now. But yeah, I would probably say whatever the spread is that the Buckeyes are going to cover. So yeah. That one is 3:30 on Big Ten Network. Same thing, sort of here. Austin P at number 4, Georgia. Go Dogs. Yeah, I don't know. I think this one could be interesting because Austin P shocked everyone this week. There was only 2 FCS schools to win, and Austin P was one of them against an FBS school last week. Austin P was one of them, and they won handily at Mid-Tennessee last week. They beat them by 17. So I'm just saying, maybe the Colonels are pretty good. They weren't actually – I was kind of shocked that they were not – that win did not vault them into the FCS top 25 this week. I think they're a couple of spots out. But, yeah, I mean, Mid-Tennessee is not the greatest FBS school, but still, I mean, to beat an FBS by 17 points on the road is pretty solid. Obviously, not going to happen here. Go Dogs. I don't think Georgia's going to cover the spread because they never cover big spreads. They didn't last week against Marshall. They won't this week, and the under on whatever it is. The this one's 3:30 ESPN Plus SEC Network Plus. Troy at number 8 Clemson. Yeah, who would have thought Troy would be the one coming in with a win in this one? And not not me. You did though. You lone wolfed LSU. So
yes, I did.
Yeah, 33.5. I think Clemson gonna beat the brakes off Troy in this game. They're gonna have some pent up tension from that LSU game, and they have the offense to do it. I mean, Kate Klubnik and co. And I'm interested to see what the situation is with Antonio Williams because they lost him, right at the start of that game. And it was a big blow to their offense. And they got to run the ball as well. That was a big issue. They couldn't run the ball against LSU's defense. So if they can do that, I think they'll definitely have a better shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. None of the promos are available. That's cool. Well, I got that one in. Got that one in while the game started. Anyways, this game here, total is 51.5. I'm going with the over. Clemson by themselves, 3:30 ACC Network. Number 20, Ole Miss at Kentucky. Yeah, Logan. And to be honest, dude, I was doing the same thing. I was. Why? Because weird shit happens in Lexington, okay? Weird shit. These ranked teams come in and weird stuff happens. So that will be what I'll say about that game. I would not be shocked if Kentucky wins, but Kentucky is also playing with their starting quarterback is Gavin Wimsatt. So anyone that knows anything about Rutgers football, you know what Gavin Wimsatt does. So Austin Simmons didn't look the greatest last week for Ole Miss. They had a good win, but we'll see. I'm scared about that one. I think Kentucky covers at the very least. So yeah. This game, 50.5 is the total. I'm liking the under. Good defenses in that one. Mark Stoops, Lane Kiffin. 3:30 on ABC. Kansas at Missouri. I was shocked. No one went with the Tigers. Yeah, rock chalk, baby. What I've seen is Jalen Daniels, right? Like he has been lights out through 2 games, and hopefully continue that. Going to Columbia is a tough place to play, but and it's 6.5-point favorites or dogs, I should say, for Kansas. But I think it's Jalen Daniels, and I mean, I did see the Bo Pribula highlights last week. They beat the brakes off of whoever it was, but Kansas ain't the small school FCS, so I think it's gonna be a good game, and Kansas to cover at the least. Hopefully, we can get a win out of it. USF had number 13, Florida. Yeah, I mean, this one's all about USF, right? Like, can they keep it going? They beat up on Boise last week. Can they go to the swamp and do the same thing in a Florida matchup here? Jimmy, what am I watching here? Are you watching the game right now?
Are you talking about the ad with Mr. Beast?
No, the national anthem. I don't know what this man is wearing playing the saxophone or whatever instrument that is. I don't know. I'm very confuzzled on what he is wearing. Anyways, yeah, USF probably not going to be able to do what they did last week against Boise. However, they got a lot of respect from so the national anthem is getting played by a saxophone and a I don't know what stringed instrument that's called, but it's some kind of big stringed instrument. 17.5, giving USF some respect there, and maybe they cover. I don't know, but I would not touch that game at all. Total is 56.5. I'm going to go with the under. 415 SEC Network. Number 12, Arizona State, 6.5 at Mississippi State. Yeah, I don't know why that's so low. I mean, maybe because weird stuff happens in Starkville, Mississippi too. But look, I totally believe in this ASU team. Sam Levitt is fantastic at quarterback. They have Jordan Tyson at wide receiver, and the defense is still pretty good. So I have no qualms about them going into Starkville and beating up on Mississippi State, who had struggled against Southern Miss for the first half, and then they pulled away, and I believe they won by 17 or something like that. Maybe it was 20. I can't remember. But, yeah, I think that's fine. I think ASU should win handily. Total is 59.5. I am going to go, I guess, with the under. 7:30 ESPN 2. This is the big one this week. The only ranked versus ranked matchup. Number 15, Michigan at number 18, Oklahoma. And we were kind of talking about it, but yeah. Logan's going with them.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I freshman going into Norman. That's tough for me to comprehend there. I don't see it. I'm going to go with the veteran guy, John Mateer. I think Oklahoma got off the slow start last week, and they're facing a much better team, obviously, in Michigan defensively. But big thing in this game, right? Jayshon Barton, the starting middle linebacker for Michigan, he is out the first half from a targeting call last week. So that is big. Oklahoma might be able to score a lot early and maybe hold on late. But I like Brett Venables to confuse this freshman quarterback and make him make a mistake or two, get Oklahoma some short fields, and get John Mateer in that offense rolling there. So give me OU. I do think Michigan, though, probably covers. I think it's going to be a close game. Total's 45.5. That's tough. I'm going to go with the under, though. It's 7:30 on ABC. Boston College at Michigan State. This one I picked just because this is another close game. I like MSU, as we all do. Good win by Billy O last week. But I really liked what I saw from Aiden Childs in this year 2 of this Michigan State offense. So, yeah, I really like Michigan State Sparty in this one. 46.5 is the total. I'm going to go with the over. 7:30 NBC and Peacock. And Jimmy, your favorite game. The
greatest game.
Why are you doing this?
I'm about to say. I'm about to say, ladies and gentlemen, our first vibe picks of the year. That's right. Vibes alert. Here we go. But, I got a twist on this one. I got a twist on these vibes. These aren't good vibes from UL Monroe. No, these are bad vibes. I'm getting bad vibes from Alabama right now. I think they're haunted. I think they're like they're gonna overthink this game. They're gonna want to really come out swinging. And I think UL Monroe is just gonna. I think they're just gonna shock them. I don't think DeBoer is a good coach. I don't think this Alabama roster is strong. This is not to take away from Florida State, but I don't even think Florida State's that great. Like, they're coming off a 2-win season. Sure, I really like their new quarterback, but like I don't think Florida State was as good of a team as we saw against Alabama. I think Alabama is just bad. I'm getting, I just have these bad vibes with Alabama. And you know what? UL Monroe, I don't know, man. This kind of BS that like teams like Alabama lose. Like I don't believe in Alabama anymore. This is a vibes pick, but it's an anti-vibes pick. It's a bad vibes pick. I can't pick Bama. I can't. I don't believe in this work. I don't believe in this program anymore.
Well, for UL Monroe, they do have an experienced quarterback. I believe this is year 2 starting for Aiden Armenta. But yeah, they do not have any chance going into Tuscaloosa. Number 21, Alabama, 36.5 at home. Kalen DeBoer is going to get this team together. Ty Simpson is going to get better. This is his second start, of his career. So I think they're going to figure it out. And this is the game to get it. Is a get-right game, essentially, for Bama before they get into the SEC schedule. And I don't think this team is that good. There's been – Mark has sent me countless funny Instagram reels of Nick Saban, like people acting like Nick Saban and Kalen DeBoer, and like DeBoer getting just like I don't know. I don't even know the word. Humiliated by Nick Saban because of how good Saban was and how so Kalen DeBoer has been so far in his Bama tenure. But Yeah, I think they win, and I think they cover. 50.5 is total. The over is going to hit 7:45 p.m. SEC Network. It's also a night game in Tuscaloosa, so that's why UL Monroe will not win. FCS Game of the Week. What a matchup we have in Week 2. Number 2, South Dakota State. They're going to Bozeman, Montana, to face number 3, Montana State. You had 4 lone wolves in college. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a hell of a game. Montana State, they got beat pretty good last week in Eugene, but obviously it's top 10 Oregon team. But, hey, man, Oregon almost lost to Idaho last year. So, just saying. And because of that, South Dakota State, which had a good win, 20-3 over Sacramento State last week, number 15 at the time, they jumped Montana State. So, it was 3-2 Montana State. Now it's 2-3 South Dakota State. So, by the way, game on YouTube has just started. Looks like Isaiah Pacheco gets a couple on first down there. 3 yards. Good. I need some yards from.
I'm a little behind, so.
Okay. Sorry.
Also, I want to bring this up. Can I get these fuck-ass YouTubers off my goddamn screen? Like, I know this game's on YouTube, but I don't give a shit about Mr. Beast and what's his name, though? With the brother guy, like, I get him off the fucking screen. This is bullshit. That's some professional decor.
So here's how we ended up last year. Yeah, Logan beating us by 3, and this was including playoffs, by the way. But Logan, I believe, won the regular season picks as well. Yeah, Jimmy, you finished the bottom of the basement there. Only team to win. Only person to have 90 losses.
Dude, from first to worst. I fell apart.
Logan, the only person to not have 80 losses. That was really solid on his part. But you know who ended up on top? You know who ended up on top? Me, because I was the only one. I lone wolfed the Philadelphia Eagles to win Super Bowl 59. So there you go. Momentum. Starting off this game we're going on right now. It's not starting off well for us, Jimmy. It's not starting off well. I don't know where you're at, but it's I
just saw the kickoff.
If it's a spoiler, okay, then it's going to be a spoiler. I'm going to tell you right now. Chiefs just went 3 and out, so that was fantastic.
Oof. Well, I'm facing Xavier Worthy and Pat Mahomes in fantasy, so that's good news.
Well, you'll be happy then, because Xavier Worthy looks like he's got a shoulder stinger.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to root for injury. I mean, just like, ooh, yay.
Well, that was not a good start for my Pat Mahomes MVP pick.
Ooh. Who did I pick for MVP? Oh, I picked Lamar.
Yeah. It was 2 for Lamar, 2 for Joe Burrow, and me with Mahomes.
Or did I pick Joe Burrow? No, I think I stuck with Lamar.
Anyways, Chiefs, no one saved the graphic. I was surprised. I thought someone would take the Chargers. No one did, so we're kind of screwed.
Oh,
wow. It's not a good start either. So anyway, I like the Chiefs just defensively. The Slater injury. Hopefully Karlaftis can get some pressure there. And it's a lot closer head coach matchup. That's a hold. But it's Andy Reid, right? So man doesn't lose that many regular season games. And they're 7-1 their last 8 against the Chargers. So maybe Sao Paulo changes everything. 46.5 is the total here. I like the under on YouTube right now. 1 p.m. slate. Steelers, 2.5 points at the Jets. John, this is where it's going to be fun this year, right? We have all 4 of us back, and we're adding Danny. Oh my gosh. Adding Danny in. Welcome, sir. But yeah, John is rolling with the Jets in this one. Good luck trusting Justin Fields. That's what I'll say there. Although the Steelers may not have Cam Hayward, so they may be able to run the ball.
Maybe.
I don't know. At some point he's got to throw the ball, right? And at that point, I don't like the Steelers are they're gonna double cover Garrett Wilson. That's what they're gonna do. And then who else is gonna get open? I mean, I don't see it. So yeah. 38.5 total. I like the under. Panthers at the Jags. Yeah, Danny coming out swinging.
Ooh, I just saw the injury for Worthy. Just ran into Kelsey.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I would have loved to pick, my beloved Panthers and keep the momentum. What I will say is that they have a good chance for sure. I mean, I think this is a pretty coin flip type of game because the Jags secondary is not very good other than Tavon Campbell there at the one corner position. But other than that, I mean, Travis Hunter's not a full-time starter at corner. So, yeah. And Worthy is going to the locker room right now. So that is not very good.
Sorry, Nick Monday.
Yeah. I have him in a couple leagues. Not good.
Not good.
Maybe only one. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it might only be one. But yeah, this game I think it's gonna be close. But I just went with the Jags. Just I guess they're at home. I don't know.
I think this is just. I think I usually just go for the more experienced roster, especially the home team. I like Carolina's defense. I just think. I like how much better I like the Jags offensive line more than I used to. It's gotten better a little bit. I think they have pretty good offensive weapons. I really like their front seven. I think this team expects to make the playoffs, and this is a game you have to win if you have that expectation.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think you were the only one that had them in the playoffs, or no?
No,
Logan had them in the. Logan had two AFC South teams in the play. He had the Texans. He had the Jags winning the AFC South, and he had the Texans a wild card, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's wild. Total in that one, 46.5. I'm going to go with the over. I don't think either defense is that great.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals at the Saints. Yeah, we're all on the Arizona Cardinals. I like them to cover as well. The Saints, I mean, for one, I think they're the worst roster in the league. And for two, they got even worse because Chase Young and Trevor Penning are both out of this game. So Spencer Rattler, I feel so bad for the kid because he doesn't have many options. Can Olave stay healthy? I do, Rashid Shaheed, can he be more than just a deep threat guy? What does Brandon Cooks have left in the tank? Same can be said for Alvin Kamara. Will he be protected? That's the big issue as well. So a lot of question marks for the Saints. And I think the Cardinals, while I'm not very confident in this team either, but I think they're going to be okay. Cover the spread, though. 43.5 here. I'm going to go with the under. Dolphins at the Colts. And go, Jimmy. Fighting Daniel Jones's.
Yeah, that's how little I believe in the Dolphins at all this year. Like, I think the Dolphins offensive line and defensive line are really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say the Colts are much better. They lost Fries and Kelly in the offseason. So it's not like they're a ton better, but I I hate the build of the Dolphins roster. I feel like there's not really a plan there. I just, I think you could draw up a game plan with Daniel Jones that's good enough to sneak by and win. Like I
Mhm.
think they could win like a game like freaking 16-10 and like just sneak away with it. Other than that, I don't really have many other opinions on this game. I just think this is going to be a stupid, ugly game. I know we all want to joke about Danny Derps, but like Tua turn the ball over is also not that great. And I think the Colts defense is just a little bit better. I like getting Minka Fitzpatrick on the Dolphins, but I don't love the rest of that defense. It's just, again, this is going to be the ugliest game of the week. It's going to be borderline unwatchable if you don't like either team. It's going to be one of those 16-10 games where like there's going to be like 2 touchdowns and they're going to be garbage. There's going to be a lot of kicking, a lot of punting. It's just it's this is kind of a coin flip, I guess. I could have gone with Tua and the Dolphins because of McCarthy. I mean, not McCarthy, McDaniel, and Tua is just a little bit better there at that key position. But again, I don't see anything of note that really makes me go, oh yeah, totally, yeah, Dolphins gonna win this game.
Look, I really feel good about the Dolphins here. I was a little bit down on them. I think I had them going 8-9 or 7-10, something like that. Just missing the playoffs. But look, they still got an elite offense with and one of the best wide receiver duos in the league in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And while the Colts got Tavares Ward, you know, sure, Kenny Moore in the slot, but I don't trust the Colts pass rush to be able to get there. Although the Dolphins O line isn't the greatest, but I don't trust their pass rush to get there. They lost one of their best pass rushers to free agency, Deo Odeyingbo. So I think the Dolphins are going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see how much Devon Achane plays. Who does? He's questionable. I know they rolled out Jalen Wright already. Ollie Gordon should get a bunch of work, the rookie here. So make sure, just monitor that for fantasy purposes. But yeah, I like the Dolphins in this one. Their defense is underrated. They have a good front seven. They have very good pass rushers. Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Phillips. Both those guys returning off of injuries. But yeah, I think the front seven should create some havoc for Daniel Jones, and we'll get some turnovers from Danny there. Total, and this one's 46.5. Yeah, I'm going to go with the under. I agree. Score updates. Dude, the freaking Chargers just went right down the field.
Mm-hmm.
Scored a touchdown. Justin Herbert to Quentin Johnston. Maryland up 10-0 on NIU, and Louisville got some points. They are down 7-3. About 2-minute timeout almost. Raiders at the Patriots. We are Splitsville, but you know what's nice about this year? Having 5, we get a majority. So the majority is going with the Las Vegas Raiders here. And gosh, all the time in the world, Patrick, and no one was open. But we'll take that 10. Anyways, this is a close game. This is one of the like 5 or 6 close games this week. Patriots, I'm going with the prodigy, Drake May, and this Patriots. I'm not as confident as I was, Jimmy, before they ruled out Christian Gonzalez, and now Will Campbell's questionable. Stephon Diggs, how much is he going to work after coming back from the ACL? But in Drake May we trust, and in Pete Carroll I do not trust. So I think Mike Vrabel is the better coach in this one, and it's at home in Foxborough, so I like the Patriots. As do you, sir. No one is here to
Yeah, I
defend
agree.
their
I think Drake May is just going to really find a spot. And I think when it comes to the Raiders, especially on defensively, outside their defensive line, I don't love it.
Mhm.
I think if you give Drake May enough protection, if you get him moving, keep him away from Max Crosby, I think you're going to do fine. Sure, you're missing Christian Gonzalez, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think this defensive unit, especially it's a Vrabel unit, it's going to be a very physical defense. I have no reason to believe that Pete Carroll is going to come in to the Raiders and turn it around right away. It's not what I'm seeing. Yeah, I think just Patriots take this at home.
Total in that one is 43.5. I'm going to lean on the under. Giants at the Commanders. Not much to say on this one. I think Washington should cover. I will say, though, people are really writing off the Giants. I think there's a chance that the Giants cover. I think they're not as bad as people think they are.
I like their defense a lot.
Right. Their front seven specifically should be very, very good. They got Javon Holland now on the back end as well. Yeah, it's like, can they score? But that's the thing, though, right? Like, the Washington defense isn't that good. Where's the pass rush? They have no elite pass rushers. Will Marshawn Lattimore be able to play all 17? That's a big question. Their best players are Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner in the middle, and Wagner just never seems to slow down. So, but he is very elder statesman at this point in his career for a linebacker, especially. So, yeah, there's a lot of question marks on that Washington defense. So I think it's strength against strength and weakness against weakness in this game. I think Washington will win, but it could be closer than a lot of people think. 45.5 total here. I'm going to go with the under. Bengals 5.5 at the Browns. Yeah, we're all in Cincinnati. Again, I'm not writing off the Browns. I know the Browns are terrible. The Browns suck, right? The Browns are so bad. I understand, but the Bengals have the worst record in the NFL in the first 2 weeks in the last 2 seasons, or the last, like, however many seasons. Zach Taylor's 6 seasons, I believe. And since he's 1-11 in weeks 1 and 2, man. 1-11. They lost to a no-name Patriots team last year with Jacoby Brissett starting, okay? So I'm not counting the Browns out of this game. The prodigal son, Joe Flacco, your boy, has returned.
There's just something I trust about Joe Flacco.
And they still have Jim Schwartz at defensive coordinator, okay? And they still have Myles Garrett. And they still have Denzel Ward. Like, this is not going to be a walkover that everyone thinks it's going to be.
And don't forget the addition of Mason Graham.
Right, and it's an AFC North battle, okay? Those games always seem to come down and be close.
Yeah. So, I think this game is a lot like the Washington-New York game where it's strength against, strength against strength and weakness against weakness. Like, the Bengals defense is not great. Like, they're really – I think they should be extremely happy at the fact that Trey Hendrickson, is there. But because everything else is not very good. Brown side, I mean – I don't hate their skill players. I think Ford's a decent running back. I think their line's okay. I like
Njoku and Judy.
Yeah, Judy's good. I like Tillman's pretty solid. Njoku's a very solid tight end as well. I mean, everything other than the quarterback is actually halfway decent. And I think Joe Flacco can manage a game enough to make it competitive. And yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Browns here. I really don't think it's going to be a bad. I think this game is going to be like, I don't know, like, I think this game is going to be like 20-14. Like, yeah, I don't really see the Bengals blowing the doors off the hinges.
Yeah, I can see that. Could also see the Browns getting tons of pressure on Joe Burrow, sacking him 5 times, and the Browns winning 13-10. It's just it's going to be that type of game, I think. But yeah, it's caution, very, very much caution, people, on this game. So yeah, total is 48.5. I am going with the under, very much so. Bucks at the Falcons. John. Yeah, this is a coin flip game, I think. But I'm really on the Bucks. I really like what the Bucks have. No Chris Godwin, okay. No Tristan Wirfs, okay. We'll be all right. Baker Mayfield is he's been rocking, and new offensive coordinator, right? But I don't think it's going to change much. And I think the coordinator said that he wasn't going to change much from the Liam Cohen offense anyways. So there shouldn't be a ton of differences. And the Bucks still have their guys, right? Mike Evans is still there, Bucky Irving, Cade Otton. And then, even without Godwin, apparently Igbuka has been just lighting it up in camp. So I think he's going to have a good game. And he's going to have to, right? Because more often than not, it's going to be Evans on A.J. Terrell. And the big weakness in this Falcons defense, besides the pass rush, is corner number 2. So Igbuka is going to need to win on whoever that is. And again, Michael Penix, this is what, start 4? I think he started the last 3 last year or something. Yeah.
The Falcons are the biggest cock tease in the entire NFL. They're the definition of this year's the year, man. They're going to break out. Look at this roster. Something's not going to click. They are unironically Kyle Pitts the team. Legitimately, they are Kyle Pitts the team. They are man, they're good. This is going to be the year. Really pick them. They're the underdogs. They're that sleeper team. And then they just they come out and they have an 8-9 season. You're like, what the hell? Why? Really? I mean, that's how I always feel about the Falcons. It's just ever since Matt Ryan, it's just been the whole man, we're right on the precipice, man. This is a year.
Yeah.
They're gonna put it all together, and then they don't.
Yeah. Went to the Super Bowl and it was all downhill from there.
It really was.
By the way, what a punt from Matt Ariza to get the Chargers pinned on their 2-yard line. But looks like they might get out of it here. 3rd and short. Anyways, yeah, back to the total's 47.5. That's a tough one because I could see this one going either way. I'm going to lean on the under, though. 405 slate. We got 2 games. How about the 49ers at the Seahawks? Dude, I am shaking. I am very much shaking. I was thinking about being a flip-flopper, Jimmy. I really was.
After the CMC news?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we don't have Christian McCaffrey, what do we got? I don't know. Brian Robinson, okay. Well, happy me. I drafted Isaac Garendo in 3 leagues.
I mean, the 49ers were solid last year when CMC wasn't there. I don't live or die by the running back. Good teams win without their starters. I mean, starting running back.
It's just tough because it's him. It's combined with him and the wideout injuries. They don't have Ayuk, right? They don't have I think who else? No, Pearsall. They got Pearsall. Oh, Demarcus Robinson suspended.
That's right.
So luckily, Jawan Jennings is got his contract figured out. So it should be Pearsall and Jennings and Kittle. That should be their big 3 in terms of receiving, which is enough for sure. Going up against a tough Seahawks secondary, Reek Woolen and co. That's what scares me, is that they're going to be able to shut down these young receivers, and they're not going to have a running game. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how much Brian Robinson can give them in the backfield. CMC, though, by the way, has not been ruled out. Okay, he is questionable, and what he said is that he always plans to play. So, I mean, he might be one of those game time decisions. We'll have to wait, but it doesn't look good. He practiced in full on Wednesday, was limited Thursday, didn't practice today. So, not a good progression there. Total's 43.5 for this game. I'm going to go with the under, okay? We didn't talk about John Seahawks, but what I really like about this 49ers squad this year and why I had them being the number one seed in the NFC and winning 14 or 13 games, whatever it was, Robert Saleh, okay? Robert Saleh back in San Francisco as defensive coordinator. I think he got the best out of his players when he was in San Francisco. That's what led him to getting the Jets head coaching job, right? And that is also why I picked Nick Bosa to win Defensive Player of the Year. It's also why I picked Michael Williams to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think Robert Saleh's defense is predicated on four-man pressure, and he just knows how to unlock that four-man pressure somehow. There's a lot of question marks inside. They got really young inside now. But they still have Fred Warner, so I think they're going to be okay. And Salah is going to be coaching them up, and I think he's going to confuse Sam Darnold. I think that's going to be a big thing here.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Darnold, can he come back after the playoff game?
Yeah, I was just about to mention, are we going to get weeks 1 through 16 Sam Darnold or week 17 and wild card Sam Darnold? I think we're going to get somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love Kevin O'Connell, and this is just me, just giving more love to my favorite team, obviously. But, Kevin O'Connell can make just about any QB look real good. I mean, he made the Pastronaut look like the Pastronaut for 2 weeks. So who knows? I don't know about the passing offense of the Seahawks and the coordinator and how good he can be and how much he can really activate or at least continue what Sam Darnold showed last year. I think another thing too of Seattle is just, is Smith and Jigba going to be the guy? Is he the guy? I still have questions. He's been kind of slow out the gate this first couple of years in the NFL. And they're giving him the keys to the kingdom, essentially. Hey, DK's gone. Gino's gone. You are going to be the number one guy with the next quarterback. We want you to be that guy. And I don't know. I don't know if him. I don't love the tight end room, so I don't really think Sam Darnold has great check down options. So yeah, I don't believe the Seahawks are going to get off to a good start this year, and I think especially against a team like San Francisco.
Yeah, I do believe in JSN. I really I think he's going to have a breakout year. Yeah, it's tough. How much does Cooper Kupp and the other guys have left in the tank there? But oh my gosh, Mahomes looks terrible right now.
I'm facing him in fantasy. I'm feeling great right now.
Yeah, no Rashee Rice, no Xavier Worthy. They're down to Hollywood, Juju, and Travis Kelce. But yeah, I really like the Seahawks run game as well. Zach Charbonnet, one of my RB2 fantasy picks that I really liked this year. But yeah, I think the 49ers squeeze one out in Seattle. Titans at the Broncos. Dude, I love Denver this week. I think they're going to demolish the Titans. All right. It's in Denver for one. Cam Ward has never played at altitude, so he's going to have if the Broncos defense makes him run around, I think he might get winded. And for two, it's a rookie quarterback against this Vance Joseph defense, all right, who added pieces, by the way, in Talanoa Hufanga. And who was they added the linebacker from San Francisco too. I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, I like the Broncos in a big time blowout tonight or Sunday. Oh my gosh! Wow, that was okay. Illegal batting. Yep, Conky. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any much more to say about this game. I mean, I think it should be an utter demolition for the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
42.5 is the total. I like the under. 425 slate, 2 games. Lions at the Packers. Jimmy, you and I are riding again together. We're on Detroit, going into Lambeau. I think this swung. I think the Lions were initially the favorite, and then the Micah Parsons trade swung it to Green Bay. I could be wrong, but again, it's a very close game. But my thing is, for one, Micah's questionable. How much will he play? That's number one for me. When he's not on the field, what is the solution? Because no Kenny Clark inside. That means Devontae Wyatt's really got to step up, and I believe this is year 3. Lucas Van Ness has to step up as well. And the biggest thing, and why I had the Packers at freaking 7-10 in the bottom of the NFC North this year, can they defend the pass? Because I have no confidence in this Packers secondary. They're going up against one of the most explosive offenses in the league with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. You got Sam Laporta at tight end. You got Isaac Tesla, who had a hell of a camp as a third rounder this year out of Arkansas. And Jared Goff, the orchestrator himself, right? So,
and let's not forget a very stout offensive line.
Right. I mean, they're breaking in some new pieces, right? My boy Tate Ratledge is starting at center, I believe. I can't remember who's starting at guard now for the 2 guys that are gone, Zeitler and Ragnow. But yeah, I mean, they should be okay. And again, though, without Kenny Clark, I mean, there's a lot of unprovenness inside anyways on the Green Bay defensive line that I think it evens out the newness of the 2 guys inside. I don't think it's going to be as big of an impact. So yeah, that's my big thing. That's why I like Detroit. I didn't really talk about the Lions defense. That isn't the greatest in the secondary either, but they got DJ Reed now. So I think that's going to be a big boost to them. Aiden Hutchinson is back. So that's also obviously a massive boost. And I think, a lot of talk about Detroit's coordinator switch. I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, and another thing too, I think back to last year's Lions victory in Lambeau, and it was pretty much a trouncing. And I think, okay, would Micah Parsons really have made a difference? Like, you add Micah Parsons onto that roster, do they suddenly not lose by a ton? I mean, again, and we haven't talked about this yet, is Jordan Love a $55 million a year quarterback? Is he does he play the same way that guys like Burrow and Allen, other guys at the $55 million range? Does he play that good? I don't think so. Okay, Micah Parsons is not going to make Jordan Love better. He doesn't make him better, and again, I know they drafted a wide receiver in the first round, Matthew Golden, but those weapons are not exciting. They're not. I'm sorry. Nothing about the Packers offense makes me go, oh man, I'm scared. It's Josh Jacobs, who is a extremely solid running back, who just lost A.J. Dillon, his running mate, and a pretty decent offensive line and all right weapons, and Jordan Love, who is paid $55 million a year. Again, I don't get the hype. I think everyone's just falling in love with the whole, Micah Parsons is here. It's okay, does Micah Parsons make Jordan Love a better passer downfield or a better, decision maker with the ball? No, he plays on the other half of the ball. Don't do this.
No. Total is 47.5. I'm going to lean on the over because the divisional matchup. Texans at the Rams. Split here. Majority goes with the Rams. Yeah, I don't believe that the Texans are going to be able to block the Rams defense. That's why I'm going with LA.
Yeah.
That's it.
It really is. I mean, I really like the Texans defense. I really do. And I think they could do a really good job against, wow, nice run, Justin Herbert. Might be called back. But I just I'm not I'm very much in I would say a testy spot with CJ Stroud. It's like, man, your sophomore slump was slumpish. That offense last year was bad, like objectively bad. So, what are we going to see? This revitalized offense coming off the sophomore slump against a really good defensive unit in the Rams, a really good and really young unit that can fly all over the field against you. You got rid of Diggs, but I honestly think that's an addition by subtraction. And they got 2 rookie wide receivers, and they're basically telling Stroud, we still believe in you after that slump. So, no excuse.
Christian Kirk's out.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty rough. But, yeah, I mean, the Rams, man, it's still McVay, man. It's still the really smart head coach in McVay. It's still a very stout defense, even after Aaron Darnold retired. It's still a Matt Stafford offense. Like, I'm gonna side with what I know.
Yeah, signed Devontae Adams should help out Puka Nacua just like Cooper Kupp did, and increase the red zone percentage as well. Big jump body guy. And yeah, I mean, Stafford's back is an issue potentially, but they have experience. Jimmy Garoppolo and behind him. And yeah, I mean, the Texans have a good defense as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, offensively, you already mentioned the lack of weapons or inexperience there. And my thing too is like Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's your starting running back. I mean, he's not there anymore. Okay, like he was very bad with the Browns in the couple games that he got. The year that he came back, and then last year he was not good at all. So yeah, I don't believe Nick Chubb will be able to spark this run game either without Joe Mixon there. Total's 43.5. I'm going to go with the under. Sunday Night Football, Ravens at the Bills. Danny. Lone Wolf in Buffalo here, and we're going to go rapid fire through the rest of it. But yeah, I mean, the Ravens were my pick to win the AFC this year, as was everyone's, I believe.
Yeah, I had them winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think you and Logan. I can't remember what John and Danny's were. But yeah, I mean, they have one of the best rosters in the league. The Bills are very, very good, and this is going to be a big time matchup for AFC seeding purposes. But and I would love to pick the Bills, but I think it's tough game, and Bills secondary still a question. Total's 50.5. You know what? I'm going to go with the over. I don't know a lot of points scored this Sunday Night Football. 820 NBC. Best bets of the week, Dolphin. I did good last year, man. Very good. 36, 17, and 1. Very, very good record for me. Considering you remember 2023 was not very good.
Those are your worst bets.
Yeah. So 2024 was good. We're going to keep the momentum going here, starting off with these 3 Dolphins, plus 1.5 at the Colts. Really believe that. Jimmy hates me because he's lone wolf in the Colts there, but
yes,
I really love the Dolphins in that one. Plus 1.5. Tough to cover, so they got to win essentially. Bucks minus 1.5 at the Falcons. Again, small spread. Really like those. And I have the Bucks starting 4-0 this year, so let's roll with it. And the Rams, we just talked about that game, minus 3.5 against the Texans. That's a tough spread to cover with the hook potentially coming into play, but hopefully the Rams can win by 4 against the Texans. Play some good defense there. Lock standings. Logan won it by 1 over you and I. There's close battle throughout for all 4 of us. John finishing in last, just two back. But yeah, pretty good battle last year. Let's see what we got this year. And I was surprised, both the locks and the dogs. We did very good at diversifying ourselves this year for week 1 anyways. Logan, go with the Bengals against the Browns. We talked about that one, Jimmy. That one's scary. So is yours and Danny's. Commanders against the Giants. Those are similar games there. John is on the Cardinals against the Saints. I like that one. And, of course, like I said, I think the Broncos are going to absolutely smack the hell out of the Titans. So I'm surprised no one else picked them.
Every time I see a spread above a touchdown, I always get a little antsy. A touchdown plus an extra point. Mm-hmm. Like if I see anything like 7.5 and above, I'm like, ugh, seems too sweet.
Oh, why is this not a 50-yard field goal, bro? Why is it only 39? Okay, thanks.
Because Herbert's good.
I need a 50-yarder from both kickers. So that's cool. Flag.
Oh, you made it. Oh, flag on the
dog standings, though. Logan won that as well.
Logan swept. He did right.
He barely beat me, man. I was so pissed. He beat me by half a game. But anyways, yeah, I was very close there. John was not good at all last year in the dogs. He was sub 500. You sir, you ended up over 500. That's good. I think that's the baseline that you want when you're looking at the dog standings, because we do 2 wins. You're up for 2 wins every week, right? So if you go 1-1, most weeks, I think you're good. If you can cover a lot of weeks and then, maybe half to a third to a half of the games, you get your dog to win outright. I think that's how you win. So this is what we got. Like I said, diversity. I mean, it's fantastic to have 5 different teams.
You're at Football Addicts Anonymous. Diversity is our strength.
Right. I mean, it's awesome. I had never expected this. Like, I thought for sure someone would pick the same team. But yeah, Logan's on the Raiders. They had the majority on that. You and I are the minority on that game. But yeah, he is on the Raiders +3 at the Patriots. I'm sticking with my Dolphins best bet +1.5 at the Colts. I initially had the Ravens plus, because they were +1.5. That thing swung 3 points to the Bills or to the Ravens. So they were initially +1.5, and now they're a favorite. So I had to slide the Dolphins in there instead. You are on the Lions +1.5 at the Packers. I am standing strong with you on that one. We are in the minority on that game as well. John, he's lone wolf in the Jets, rolling with him as his dog, +2.5 against the Steelers. Go Steelers. And Danny, he is lone wolfing the Panthers +3.5 at the Jags, the highest dog spread that we got. So sure. Danny, I'm not going to hate you for if my team wins. I would love for the Panthers to win. So I'll take that one if it happens. John, go screw yourself. All right. That is the show for today. Next week, got week 2, Monday night, Thursday night recaps. We'll be talking Vikings, Bears, and Commanders, Packers there. Those are the games that we will be recapping next Friday. So make sure you check in. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets on X as well. FAApodcast.com is our website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. And thank you for everyone that's watching. It shows me over 100 viewers. So I don't know if that's real, if that's bots. I don't know. But I like seeing triple digits up on the top there. Very good. I know it's all because of you, Jimmy. They all come to see you. They don't come to see me. They come to see your pretty face. So
yeah, just have that raw sex appeal. Taking everyone. I'm sorry. Oh, look at that. Views are dropping. Yeah, they saw the ring and they ran.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all on Monday.